What's up, guys? We are back with the rotation. I'm Roy Lieberman alongside my brother Kent and Nima. The NFL season is going to be over in just a few hours, and we got our MVP picks. Who do you got?
I have Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers are on a roll right now. They started 4-6, and now they're at 9-6. Ever since he made the guarantee to run the table, that's exactly what they've done. He has thrown 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions since week 11. He has no running game and no defense. They're ranked 20th in the running game and 22nd. It's all on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the AFC East. He's got 25 touchdowns and 2 picks. I'm rolling with Tom Brady.
Yeah, look here, guys. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott. I know he's a fourth-round rookie, but, I mean, look. This is a guy that's started right out of the gate, right after preseason for the Dallas Cowboys. He's taken them to 13-2. Okay, this is a guy that leads the NFL in raw QBR at 83.3. I mean, you know, he might not start week 17, but, I mean, he's taken them this far, and we're going to see how he gets in the playoffs.
Do you not feel that it might not be all Dak, and it has something to do with the offensive line and Zeke?
I mean, the quarterback is the most important position in the NFL. I mean, if you want to give it to the most valuable player, I definitely think the most valuable player would be Tom Brady. And I'm sacrificing my own argument here, but I mean, Tom Brady missed 25% of the season, and you know, it's not really the most valuable player. Because if you were going to give the most valuable player the MVP, you'd give it to Brady every year. You'd give it to Rodgers every year. You'd give it to LeBron every year in the NBA.
But give it to Brady every year.
Well, I mean, it's really the most hyped player.
It's not the most hyped player. It's the most valuable player.
No, it's the most hyped player.
If you're saying that the quarterback is the most valuable position in the NFL, then it should be based on the position surrounding the quarterback.
Yep.
Tom Brady leads the Pats to the AFC Championship every year with a suspect running game and a suspect defense.
MVPs always are going to have value.
It's the team that's it's the player that's the most valuable to his respective team.
You take Dak off that team and switch him with Aaron Rodgers, nothing changes.
Look, it ends up becoming the player that has the best season. It should be the player of the year. And all factors taken into account, I think it's definitely Dak Prescott.
He doesn't even have 25 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers leads the league in touchdowns with 36.
Tom Brady has 25 touchdowns and he missed 4 games. He missed 4 games at the beginning.
I mean, Dak Prescott is a rookie and he only has 4 interceptions this whole year.
What does that have to do with being a rookie? If you have the best season, you have the best season. A rookie or a senior should have nothing to do.
He's keeping this team completely mistake-prone.
With a good defense, not a great defense, a good defense, and a great running game. He has a great run.
I don't think Ezekiel Elliott's production should take. Who is an MVP candidate by himself? I don't think that takes away from Dak's success. I don't think it should.
But it complements his success.
It complements his success.
Who does Tom Brady have that complements his success?
His defense, his
coach.
defense. He's the
only person I have up here right now who doesn't have either is Aaron Rodgers. No running game, no defense.
The Patriots are in the middle of the pack defensively. They have a suspect run game, and Rob Gronkowski's been out the entire year. No Gronk.
No, not the whole year, but I think that when you're 25% of the season missed should exclude you.
When you're working with weapons such as Julian Edelman, sometimes Danny Amendola, he's been out over half the season. I mean, they're pulling guys off the street, and Tom Brady's turning them into stars.
Look,
you're talking about people putting off the street. It's Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have Gronk. He doesn't have Edelman.
Yeah, because Jordy Nelson's off the street. Yeah,
Jordy Nelson is one man.
Right?
He just coming off an injury. He didn't look good in the beginning of the season. Now he's looking great. Running game, Eddie Lacy, he can't get fit. He's not doing anything.
But that's an established offense. Those are the same guys there every year.
Belichick has been there the longest time.
Right, but it's a system. It's a coaching system. It's a coaching system. It's not a group of players that are there every year. You can't count on them every year. The offensive line switches every game. Players on the offensive line switch every game for the Patriots, and he's still leading a productive offense.
When he's not there, what was their record?
No, 3-1.
So do they really need Tom Brady?
But that
you think they couldn't make the playoffs with Jimmy Garoppolo?
But that's
take off Aaron Rodgers.
Why are you taking away from Jimmy Garoppolo? Why are you taking away from Jimmy Garoppolo?
Put in Aaron Rodgers back up. Packers aren't in the playoffs. Put in Brady's back up.
That's just a knock on Jimmy Garoppolo. Why can't the Green Bay should just go get it?
So he's not the most valuable to the team.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point though. It's that if you take Aaron Rodgers, I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't a great quarterback. I'm just saying if you remove Aaron Rodgers from the Packers, it's not as big of a deal.
Who's the best player on the best team in the NFL right now?
I say Tom Brady, but
I'd say
the best team.
Tom Brady is the best player on the best team.
I think the Cowboys have the best record, but I think Brady's the best player on the best team.
Forget those 4 games. 10-1, 81.9 QBR. That's second in the league to Dak Prescott.
Okay, and the 4 games without him?
3-1.
Exactly.
But you can't just take away from a guy just because his team was great.
That's what you're doing for Zeke.
But if his team is great without him, he's not the most valuable.
That's the same argument you're making for Ezekiel Elliott.
But we don't know what the Packers would be like if Aaron Rodgers was gone. We know what the Cowboys are like when Tony Romo's healthy. He's not Dak Prescott, and they went 12-4. They made the playoffs
Last year.
They almost got to the NFC Championship.
What about last year? With no quarterback.
With no Tony Romo. But I'm just saying, if you remove Dak Prescott from that team, we know the defense is established, we know the offense is established, we know they have weapons, and we know they can make it deep into the playoffs.
If we're talking about a real MVP here for the Cowboys, it's their O-line.
But just like Kent says, it doesn't just because one factor of a team is great doesn't mean that another factor doesn't contribute.
We're not arguing if it contributes a lot too, but if they have other great pieces around them, one piece isn't as valuable. If you're the only piece, you're the most valuable. Aaron Rodgers is the only piece.
Dak Prescott is the most valuable cog on the Cowboys.
But he's a cog. Aaron Rodgers is the entire machine.
He's a man within a system.
Aaron Rodgers is the entire machine.
Okay, you can make the argument that Brady is a man within a system right now.
But I'm just saying
how much is Belichick and how much is Brady?
Oh, I'd say 75% Brady. I'd say 75. I'll give you 80% Brady.
It's hard when you're the entire machine and you're not the most valuable. That's clearly the case with Aaron Rodgers and maybe even Tom Brady. But Dak, there's no way.
The way that Dak has transcended this team to from a completely mistake-prone team. This defense wasn't that great. It's gotten better as the years gone on.
That's nothing to do with Zach or Deke. Dak.
No, Dak and Zeke.
Gotta confuse all the time.
Zeke and Dak. The way that he's been able to take this team and just change the culture completely. There's such a balanced offense. The way that
change the culture from 12-4 to 13.
No, from 4-12.
But you can't say that because
that's the worst of the worst quarterbacks. They still have Romo on the team.
That's Matt Castle. That's a
people who aren't even
employed. Yeah, that last year, the Dallas Cowboys season could not be evaluated like it was in 2014.
They don't have Zeke either.
They didn't have a quarterback.
Last year they still had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
And the defense was the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference now? A great quarterback.
You can't take a sophomore at a Boise State and then evaluate their whole season based off that.
All right. Okay. If you're gonna say the offensive line, let me give you an example. Ezekiel Elliott's MVP campaign. Doesn't Zeke Elliott discredit that, okay? Because they use the line as a way to diminish his success.
What line? He's a rookie?
The Cowboys line.
Okay.
As far the quarterback, which is obviously a far more important position in the NFL, okay, is the offensive line it shouldn't take away from one's success. There are other great offensive line, like Le'Veon Bell. He has a great offensive line.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing that Dak is great.
Right.
Dak is great.
But doesn't the fact that Zeke is an MVP candidate also take away from Dak's success?
I definitely think that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are more valuable to their teams.
And there you go.
I just think
NBA. Curry and Durant, they can't win the MVP because they have each other.
No,
exactly. There you go.
First of all, I disagree with that. I definitely think they can. We'll get to that.
No.
We'll
When Golden State, let's just transition to basketball just for 1 second for an analogy, to make an analogy here. When the Warriors signed Kevin Durant, everyone that follows the NBA, everyone around the NBA knew that those three guys, their chances of winning, or if we're gonna put in Thompson just for perspective here, those three guys, their chances of winning the MVP went down exponentially.
Watch why. This is exactly
because
why.
When you have multiple stars on a team, they're not only less valuable to their
team, because they can't have better statistical seasons, meaning they can't be the player of the year.
No one's arguing Dak's. It's not about statistics.
Exactly.
It's about value. It's solely based on value.
Okay, that's what it should be. However, it's not. Okay, this is why. The whole idea that great players together diminish each other's chances of winning an MVP is because it takes them all out of the spotlight. Because you think that a great quarterback like Dak Prescott can still win the MVP despite having other great players around him.
Okay.
It diminishes the value because if you take Curry or Durant off the Warriors, they still make the playoffs. Same thing with the Cowboys. You put another backup quarterback, you're still making the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers.
The Cowboys don't make the playoffs without Dak Prescott. The Cowboys don't.
You can put in Romo.
What about Tony Romo? What about
it's the same team?
It's the same team as the 12-4 season.
Add Zeke Elliott.
Just because the Cowboys have the luxury of having another great quarterback on the roster doesn't
mean
him
less valuable.
Dak's numbers are worse than Tony Romo's 2014 season, and if Dez Bryant makes that catch in Green Bay, they're probably going to the Super Bowl.
If Tony Romo was cut and the Patriots signed him as his backup, Tony Romo could probably win 11, 12 games with this Patriots team. That doesn't make Tom Brady less valuable.
No, you're missing the point here. We're just saying that if you...
No, I'm not. Just because a team has the wealth of more talent doesn't mean that the talent is less talented.
We're not arguing talent. We're arguing how much they add to the team. Aaron Rodgers, 36 touchdowns, 4th in passing yards. He adds a lot to that team. Dak, I don't think so much.
Look, Dak Prescott's the best player on the best team in the NFL, and we got to start wrapping this up, guys. We're going to be back next week. We have great new hot topics in sports to cover. We'll be back with we're probably going to talk about the Lions and the Packers. We'll see how that one goes. Have a great rest of your week, guys. This is The Rotation signing off.